human civilization is in ruins due to nuclear war. Violence and corruption rules the world. But two brothers with ultra martial arts skills stand up for the remaining humans. People called them the Double Dragon. This is the story for Double Dragon 4. I've been a Double Dragon fan since the original game, so when Double Dragon 4 was announced, I was extremely excited for its comeback. But what I found was a pretty shallow experience overall that focuses entirely on nostalgia as its selling point. Double Dragon 4, like the Double Dragon games before it, is a basic beat-em-up made in the exact graphical style of the NES Double Dragon games. You jump, kick, punch, and headbutt your way through criminal gangs in order to save Billy's girlfriend Marion, who has a habit of getting punched in the stomach. The two evil Okada sisters want to take over the US and use Marion to get the Double Dragon brothers to go to Japan in order to defeat them. And the story is all told through these cutscenes that just have text and their faces in these little squares. I know it was purposely going for an NES style of storytelling, but we're in 2017. This just feels lazy. Not even the artwork for Billy and Jimmy is original. It was just lifted from the cover art of Double Dragon 2 on the NES. And why does the artwork in Double Dragon 2 cutscenes look so much better from 1988? And that's the entire problem I have with this game. It just focuses on looking and feeling like an NES game without even attempting to make any improvements. The controls feel exactly like an NES game, yet somehow feel clunkier and less responsive than the NES Double Dragon games. I can't even count how many times I was hit by an enemy and just wanted to get back up, only to get one hit in and then get knocked down instantly again, because the controls were too stiff to get a quick enough reaction from my fingers. And there's also these platforming sections complete with disappearing platforms and spinning gears. These controls were not meant for platforming. This is something that belongs in a Mega Man game, not a Double Dragon game. And there's absolutely no balance when it comes to the difficulty either. The first half of the game is ridiculously easy, with just a few enemies appearing at a time, and the enemy AI regularly does stupid things, often resulting in their own demise. While the difficulty in the second half of the game gets turned up to ridiculous out of nowhere. You'll go from beating a couple of levels without losing any lives at all, to later on losing 3 lives in just one section. Hordes of enemies surround you and pummel you with little chance to escape, and near the end, you'll also encounter enemies that can kill you in just 2 hits. And forget playing this game on 2 players if you want to beat it. The game almost doubles the amount of enemies on screen when you're playing with a friend, and you share lives with each other, so the continues drain extremely fast. Not everything about Double Dragon 4 is terrible though. The music is great, and has that classic Double Dragon feel. And there's a cheat code you can enter, which lets you go back to any levels that you've already completed. So the game over screen isn't such a big deal. And I couldn't help but amuse myself by comparing some of the enemies I saw in the game to other sources I feel had to have inspired their design. We've got this guy that looks just like Arnold, Kitana and Melina from Mortal Kombat, Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, Ganryu the sumo from Tekken, and the most jaw-dropping one of all, the Incredible Hulk. The entire game, consisting of 12 levels, took me less than an hour to finish, and there's really not much to do after you beat it. There's an unlockable tower mode, which is basically just a survival mode, where you just fight enemies from room to room with increasing difficulty. There's also a throwaway versus mode, where you and a friend can fight each other. Good luck finding a friend that's going to want to play more than 1 round of this mode. One unlockable that I thought was kinda cool though, was that you can unlock a bunch of enemy characters that you can play as through the story again. But there's really no incentive to go through it all over again. There's no reason I can sit here and tell you to go download Double Dragon 4 immediately, other than the fact that it's only $6.99. It does nothing to add to the Double Dragon franchise, especially when you consider the outstanding Double Dragon Neon, which you can get for about $10 now. You can take just about any Double Dragon game released before this, and it's easily better than Double Dragon 4. It's not a good game or a bad game. It's just extremely forgettable. If you did enjoy this review, make sure you leave me a like down below and leave me a comment with your thoughts. I always love hearing from all of you. And make sure you subscribe too if you haven't already. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.